Welcome to the new weekly forecast. This is your astrologer Kira, and I'm here for you. You can check everything regarding my services down below in the description box. But for now, let's deal with the week starting from 9th to 16th of February. We are reaching the middle part of February. Year is going and accelerating. So what you do now, the seeds you are going to plant, the actions you are going to take will have incredible consequences for the next almost 30 years. So bear with me, because this week will bring two very significant energetic shifts, and one of them is the one that will be your completely new starting point, your pivotal point, the marking point in your life. So stay with me, because I will give you everything in a great detail. So let's start with Monday, 9th of February. If you recall from the past week, we had some emotional tensions going on, passion against stability, commitment. Those were all the issues, and those issues will continue today, because the moon in the sign, late part of Scorpio, will create an opposition toward the Uranus in Taurus. So this doesn't have to be about love. This can also be about the money, finances, how we are going to get through, what we are going to do regarding investments if we never did this before. So everything will be in the mix, because something must change regarding finances, regarding your food intake, your habits, and everything else. Add to this formula the fact that Venus, by the very late part of Aquarius, will square this Uranus in Taurus, and this moon in Scorpio, showing that what you long for, and you long commitment and faithfulness and this passion in Scorpio, and what you love for, what you fall for, Venus in Aquarius might be quite different, because you want approval from all, you want this light communication, you want those light relationships that don't bring so much obligations. They are not faithful in their essence. They are very easygoing, and your soul will be against that easygoing. And at the same time, you might be surrounded with unreliable people who could easily pursue you. Now you could be the star standing in the center stage, but your soul will long for deep love and deep commitment. So it's a messy kind of day this Monday, but welcome to this week. Tuesday, 10th of February. Situation is changing, but the mental and emotional chaos is just taking another coating itself with another type of energy, because during this day moon will enter the sign of Sagittarius. So you could be all about adventure, but at the same time high moral standards, or at the same time you might be focused on your studies or learning something new, or suddenly getting interested in archaeology, history, mathematics, physics, whatever. Or as another option, you might suddenly become very sarcastic. At the same time, Venus is entering the sign of Pisces, and Venus is changing her qualities in this sign. What is very, not to say problematic, because this aspect will pass by this day is over, is the fact that again Moon and Venus will have tense aspects. So this is a kind of bipolar behavior. What you long for and what you love may differ very much. Now your soul will seek exploration and philosophical conversations, while the Venus in the sign of Pisces will long for peace, inspiration, and romance. if you want to know, Venus in the sign of Pisces, generally speaking, is in its best position. But this doesn't have to be the best for your love life if you have this aspect in your natal chart. Why is that? Because this Venus is all about longing, waiting, being inspired. This is someone waiting for their loved one in solitude. And usually if there is no one for a long time, and then when the change comes, there are usually two new people around her, so she might not quite be ready to make up her mind, or she could madly fall in love with someone and then wait for their actual physical encounter. This is the Venus who loves to dream about imaginary lovers, and this is also incredibly talented Venus in the world of fine art. So if you see a pianist playing the piano, some beautiful girl in a beautiful dress and playing something utterly romantic and at the same time uplifting, this is the image of Venus in the sign of Pisces. Also, she could be skilled in sculpting if Saturn is involved, or painting. But it's not about drums and beats and yelling and jumping and twerking and doing all sorts of stuff. This is all about romantic inspiration, as I already told you. And some of the most beautiful ballads are written while Venus was in the sign of Pisces, or by the people who have this aspect in their natal chart. So everything is very calm on the surface, but beneath the surface it could be very, very, very deep. Venus in Pisces also symbolized all those fashion models, especially male fashion models who have some subtle feminine traits. This is also all those beautiful romantic fabrics, glittery, shining, shimmering, romantic makeup, soft fabrics, beautiful colors, changing from violet to deep blue, from white, silver, gold, to all the colors of the sea and the sky. When it comes to the qualities of this Venus, this is a girl who loves to help others because she feels their pain, and therefore many of those girls can decide to study medicine or pharmaceuticals, to be in the medical research field. This is the love which will be born in hospitals at the end of the city. This woman will never have any issues with birthing children, except if there are some tense aspects directly involved with her Venus. And this is also the girl whose ancestors were sailors, and if she has some sort of bad karma or curse in her family dynamics, she will escape it if she moves to the other part of the world. So she must travel overseas and start working there because she will find her happiness and harmony at last on the other part of this planet. But in any case, this is the Venus due to which many romantic novels are written, and also many beautiful songs. Wednesday, 11th of February, the moon in the sign of Sagittarius will sextile Mars in Aquarius. So whatever information you need, you now have to dig all over the internet, or you have to dig all over some old books. Maybe Sir Isaac Newton has the answer for your burning questions, or maybe this could be a person coming from ancient Egypt, ancient China, India, whatever. You will find the information you are seeking for either through old books or through the powers of the internet. Also, if you are in some sort of a online business or teaching, maybe you could encounter very interesting people along your way and find some some unusual things, but those things will complete the puzzle you are trying to resolve for too long now. So this is the day of finding some great truths, researching the science and researching the human history as well, while encountering very educated and very friendly people. Thursday, 12th of February, Moon is entering the sign of Capricorn, and at the same time this Moon will sextile Venus in Pisces. So this is a very, very good combination between your emotions and your love interests. Now you could find yourself being very calm, determined in the sense that you want to make something useful and at the same time beautiful of your life, and especially your love life. This is not the combination that will scream, yell, create some drama around you. This is the image of a woman who is very wise, who might be a bit shy, but also is very strategic and skilled with her mind or her hands. This is a phenomenal day to create a beautiful dress or some fashion item to work on beautifying your environment, like your home or your garden, or simply enjoying reading some old book besides the ocean side or the riverside, some huge body of water. This is great inspiration coming from old books or old items you might inherited from your ancestors, like some tools for the kitchen, some tools for sewing clothes, some tools around home, some beautiful vases, beautiful sculptures, shelves, anything you can do to repurpose, to upholster, to take something old, very traditional, and do a little twitch on it and make it a beautiful piece of art. And the same can go for your business or your love life, generally speaking, because you might make this little twitch and suddenly everything will become very, very romantic and very appealing to your partner, because you are so traditional, you are so nice, and you are so smart. And on Friday we have this huge energetic shift, because finally the planet Saturn will enter the sign of Aries in the tropical Western astrology system. And for all of you, just not to let you be so uplifted and joyous as you may heard from other astrologers, I have to tell you that Saturn feels the worst in the sign of Aries, because this is the sign of defeat of many armies. This is the sign of many tribal wars. As you might heard, this whole planet is burning with local little wars or tensions, political tensions all over the world. And this is the announcement of this situation. So this is the defeat. This is the defeated army coming back home. This is the fortress on the hill. This is the coffin. These are all the bones of big animals. These are skeletons of soldiers. These are soldier graves. And I can go for on and on and on with this dark symbology. However, for you personally, since you are not a soldier and you're not dealing with the wars, and you're not living in the nature, in the wild, hunting elephants or hippopotamus or whatever, God forbid, for you this could be the sign that you are going to become disciplined. Maybe you could feel psychologically a bit gloomy, but this gloominess will immensely help you to reach the level of discipline you desperately need for the past couple of years, because now it's going to be completely clear to you that time is running and you are way older. and you didn't achieve anything spectacular, or maybe some of your biggest dreams. So now is the time for you to become strategic and to look just toward your goal, not anywhere else, because Saturn in Pisces had the tendency to flow all over, especially in the world of alcohol. This is the phenomenal moment for you to become sober, although you might have some migraines, some issues with your sinuses. Check your upper teeth. This is very important for you. Maybe some issues with your eyes if you have some tense aspects going on in the sign of Aries. So check everything thoroughly and then act accordingly. This is also the sign of sudden decision to pull back from social media, to find yourself in the real world, not to get yourself lost all over social platforms, to post less, to expose your private life way less, to parade with your bags and your shoes and whatever way less, because those things will suddenly lose its meaning. Besides that, this is the moment when you could really realize that you are very alone, and people will end up either alone for the next couple of years, being focused on their biggest goals, or they are going to join with someone, like love relationship. It will be very committed, but it might not be so passionate, it might not be so driven by true emotions. But what are emotions? Those are the things produced by our hormones. So now you're going to think thoroughly, should I be with Jim or should I be with Jack? Because Jim is so exciting. He's doing this and that, and he's riding his bike, and he's and doing that, and hiking and jumping from paraglider, and while John is quiet, but he makes money, and he could be a great father for my future children, and I could rely on Jim. I'm not so thrilled with John. I'm not so thrilled with John. But hey, he's a good guy. So now you are going to become very calculative regarding relationships and choose the safer option for sure. It's not the aspect of incredible celebration. This is the aspect either announcing the end of local war or announcing some huge wars going on all over the world. But the same things are going to go to revolve through your mind, because you are going to end some of your previous battles, suddenly realizing that this is not worth of my time and effort, or suddenly realizing, no, I'm not drawn to alcohol or cocktails or whatever anymore, to some medications, painkillers, for instance. Now you are going to be a stoic. If something is painful, you are bravely going to get into that pain and find its source, because fogging the source of your pain by medications never ever helped anyone. Generally speaking, this is the time of discipline, and this is the most important information I have for you for this day and for the next 2.5 years. Saturday, 14th of February, known as a Valentine's Day on the western side of this planet, the day of love and so on, romance and blah, 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 will also be marked with the moon in Capricorn creating a trine with Uranus in Taurus. So, yes, it's Saturday. It could be a Saturday night. Yes, you have your pink or red dress. Yes, you are filled with pink or red chocolates and balloons, and the guy asks you for a date and everything is perfect and lovely. But at the same time, you won't care so much, because this moon in Capricorn trining this Uranus in Taurus will be all about money and lasting values. So maybe you could refuse an invitation coming from someone who is not financially stable, who is just romantic but not stable, and accept someone else. Or you could simply refuse someone who doesn't seem financially stable. Yes, this person is very romantic and beautiful and everything is perfect, but you are going to work on your project because your project is something very important for you. So the day will revolve around strategy and stability when it comes to money, when it comes to food, and when it comes to properties, generally speaking. Sunday, 15th of February, could be a truly deep and meaningful day because during this day the moon will enter the sign of Aquarius and conjunct Pluto. This could also be the sign of some huge protest going on all over the world. People will stand up for their rights, as you may notice for the past month or two, and everything will be about this political turmoil. So your passion will turn from being focused on you and your emotions to being focused on all over the world, to other nations, to your own nation. So you might suddenly become patriotic, you might defend all sorts of social rights, but in any case the atmosphere will be heated, and you will know what you want and you will passionately want it. So incredibly important days for Aquariuses and also Pisces, especially in the domains of their dreams, inspiration, finances. Nice days for Sagittarius and Gemini, and also Leo and Libra, especially Libra, regarding some new job, new opportunities, romantic life. Libras might become pregnant in this time frame, so take care of that. For Scorpios, tense days for Taurus as well. Also for Leo, it could be extremely good or it could be extremely bad depending on your chart, but everything will revolve around the other person, your business partner or your romantic partner, like your spouse, for instance. Cancer will go through some ups and downs, and the same goes for Capricorn, but in a less manner, because for Capricorn many things will revolve around their finances and more so their investments. Welcome to the future. This was your astrologer Kira. I wish you all the best and see you next week. Bye.